Hello everyone, welcome to episode number 2 of On the Scene. I am Munje.
And I'm Siata.
And since it is a new year, we're going to delve a little bit deeper. We're going to talk to you guys this episode about self-care during trying times.
Yes.
So in the new year, we definitely are wishing the best for ourselves as well as everyone else. It's a time for starting over, feeling rejuvenated, feeling like, anything, especially anything great is possible. But what about when you're in those times in life where you're enduring something really, really heavy or really, really difficult? What do you do to sustain your spirit through those times, or to get yourself through those times, or just to make sure that you're still functioning to the best level possible through those difficulties? So we're just going to discuss like our individual experiences with that. I'm going to start off. I will say that for me, probably during like my most like trying experience, it started for me like at the beginning of one year. I just got hit by a ton of bricks by like a close death. Actually, I was pregnant, and then like my mom passed away unexpectedly. So for me, I can't say that I think I necessarily went through any certain number of steps or did any one thing that I think carried me through. If I said that, I think I'd be really dishonest. I think that it was by the grace of God that I think that I had like a turning point or a turning around. But I will say that there are certain things that I think anyone can try to like look towards whenever they're going through something really difficult. So maybe bonding with people who had similar circumstances. So one kind of unfortunate thing that happened after that, so it was in January, at the end of January, that my mom passed, and I had like a really cool girlfriend. We weren't like super close, but she was a good friend of mine. Actually, her mom was a pastor, and I used to call in because my mom had been through like a long illness. So I used to call in to her mom's prayer line and pray with her mom, her family on this prayer line. And her mom passed away in the following March, like after my mom passed in January. At first, I was kind of like really like traumatized by it, like, oh God, not again, not somebody else I know. I even dreaded calling her because I didn't really know. I wasn't in a place to really like encourage anybody else. But I called her. She actually picked up. I was hoping I could just leave a voicemail, but she actually picked up. I don't even know like what I said, if anything, but I just tried to encourage her. And we really just kind of ended up like deepening our bond or friendship through that unfortunate process for us both. She would, I was not really able to pray. A lot of people say that prayer like carries them through, but to be honest with you, I was really disappointed with God. I was disappointed with His decision for my life. I felt like, I had always been in constant prayer about that situation. Like I said, my mom had been through a long illness, so I just did not understand why He would make such a decision with something that was obviously so important to me. Then like I was pregnant, I'm like, okay, now my kid's not even gonna have a grandma. Like, we were planning for happy times, and then like here comes this. Like I just really could not make sense of the whole thing. I will say that with the support of family and friends, and like I said, like my friend and I were like really in constant contact. We would talk like several times a week, and it's not that I wasn't able to talk to like my significant other, but you have to think like when you're in the people closest to you bear a lot of your slack whenever you are not functioning at 100%. So I looked at it like, my spouse is already like stepping up like financially, emotionally, like, in so many other ways. Sometimes I would not feel good like talking to him about like how down I might be feeling that day, because I feel like he's already burdened with so much. With my friend, I felt as though she's in the exact same place I am right at the same time I am. So I felt more open to just kind of talk to her about like things I might be going through at the time. Mm-hmm. So even if you don't have a friend who's going through the same time, like maybe you can look for like, there's always support groups, and be persistent in your looking. The way to really demonstrate your faith and to let God show through you is to understand that no matter what circumstance in your life has gone devastatingly wrong, first of all, God is with those who are brokenhearted. And from my experience, even though I wasn't praying like I was supposed to, even though my faith was not right, I really do believe that God, sends people, puts people in the right places in your life, even arranges the circumstances in your life to be so that not only are you able to bear, but guess what? You're still left with a lot of talents. You're still left with so many gifts. You're still left with a lot of love around you, inside of you, that He still wants you to share and give to the world. Your mission is not complete yet. You may be sick or ill, and honestly, my mom was that type of person who, although she was ill, like, she was so productive and had such strength of spirit. So I probably really should have, been able to draw from that anyway, but I was just too devastated to tell you the truth about it. But it just took me time to be able to reconnect to that truth. So time, support of people, kind of in like situations, whether you have to seek them out or whether it happens organically, and to the best extent you can, trying to shield yourself from picking up anything unhealthy to cope with what you're going through. For me, I kind of had no choice because I was pregnant, so I couldn't turn to like drinking or partying too much or any of those things, because
which in hindsight, that was probably
that was God too. Right. I probably would have been with the Hennessy like, right. I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? Yeah, right. So
no, you have to trust God. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I've talked y'all ears off, but I don't know.
For me, it definitely has to be when I was diagnosed with the breast cancer. At the end of 2016. I was 29 at the time. So almost 3 years ago. But then I had a reoccurrence shortly after I finished treatment, after I finished chemotherapy. So it was just a lot to deal with. I mean...
Do you think it was harder on you, the initial diagnosis or the reoccurrence?
Oh my God, I don't know. Because it's like, when you first hear the news, it's like... what the hell, so, and then finding out again, like, oh my God, it came back. So I don't know, I really don't know. It was just as heartbreaking.
The second time.
Yeah, the second time around. Because you're thinking, I'm done with it, I'm moving on with my life, and then you get the news again, like, okay, it's back. So that was really tough. But my family, and my friends were a huge support system to me. I even, still celebrated my 30th birthday while I was going through treatment, and I started this breast cancer walk that I do. It's now like a yearly walk that I do where we walk and then we raise money for breast cancer patients. So that has actually been something I've turned a bad situation into something good. So I'm really...
What gave you the idea to do that? I was kind of amazed by that, because I would have thought if I was in your shoes, I would have felt so like drained and tired. But I
don't know. I really don't know what it is, Munje. I really feel like my faith in God, like before that, I always had very strong faith in God. I would always pray a lot, and even when I was diagnosed, I still continued to pray.
Right.
I could have been mad at God.
Right.
I could have been mad at God, like, why me? Right. I'm at that age, like, I'm just turning 30, like, why is this happening to me? But at the end of the day, like, I really tried not to ask, why? God, I really believe that God has a reason for why He does things. Right. I feel like if you're a believer, you have to trust Him. He's never going to leave you astray, you know? So that's really how I looked at it. There wasn't anything that I was doing that I knew that, I didn't do anything wrong. So I had to tell myself that too, because I really, in the beginning, I really like beat myself, like, what did I do? Am I using products that...
You mean at the reoccurrence? Or
no,
like
in the very beginning, okay. Yeah. Like, am I, using products that may have caused this? Or am I not eating right? Am I not exercising right? When I really had to tell myself, this is what it is. This is the circumstance. You can't change it. What you can do, though, is do the necessary things from here on out. Try to eat well, try to exercise well. But at the same time, there are people who do all those things and they still get cancer.
Right.
So, you know, you really can't say. So for me, I think that it has been a test of my faith. But at the same time, like I said, family was really important to me. Like, all of you all gathered and rallied around me in a way. In a way that, like, you know, I wasn't even expecting. I mean, my family, my friends, I've been really blessed.
You knew it was gonna come through.
I knew it.
You knew it was gonna come through.
I'm really blessed to have, you know, such supportive and loving family and friends. So to answer your question, why I don't know, I think I was just like, you know, let me give back, like, where I was getting treatment, but they were really, really good to me. Like, my nurses, my doc, like, all the staff members I came across. So it was just like my way of giving back. Like, I want to do this walk. I still want to celebrate my 30th birthday. And why not raise money for other people who are going through the same thing?
Right.
So, and all y'all pulled up, you know? They pulled up.
I think it was just so, like, visionary of you. Like, I don't know. I mean, I just felt like, I mean, you didn't have to be doing anything extra but trying to survive. I just thought it was really exceptional of you to want to be able to go above and beyond. So, of course.
Thank you. Yeah, and I, you know, have to think, I can't thank you guys enough. Like, I don't think I'll ever be able to thank you guys enough for the constant support that you're still giving me. Because it's, you know, it changes your life, but it's like something that you don't just get over it, you know. But I'm trying my best. I'm a joyous person, I think, by nature anyway.
That's
so
true.
I'm still I still continue to live my life. I still continue to do things that I love. I still continue to travel. You know, I still continue to party. And I don't know, I know everybody doesn't have that same, I might not have that same position as me. So I feel like to the people who have been diagnosed or going through any type of hardship or any type of illness, all I can say is, one, be true to yourself. Don't try to, if you're upset about it, if you're down about it, I think it's okay to grieve. But at the end of the day, sometimes you just can't change the circumstance, you know, or the cause behind it. You're like, what has happened has happened.
Right.
So I think it's to just really take things as they come and just do your best to live your life productively from that moment on, you know. And to really have a support system, even if it's one person. It doesn't have to be a million people. It doesn't have to be, you know, hundreds of people, but as long as you have that one person that you can turn to. And for me, my faith also was really important. So I think at the end of the day, if I didn't have anybody, I think I'll still have my faith. So to me, that was equally as important. And to try to make the best out of the situation, try to do something for others, because you'll be really surprised at how just taking yourself out the picture, even though you're going through, you know, all that, but trying to be there for somebody else, you'll be surprised how it helps you to cope. So,
how did you deal with, or did you ever feel let down a little bit by maybe people that you expected to step up a little more, who didn't quite give you the support that you were expecting? And how did you deal with that?
Yeah, I can't say that there were too many people. I mean, I got support from most people, and even strangers, people that I didn't know, came up to me. I was like, oh my God, I heard about your story, or whatever it is. So for that alone, I was thankful. I didn't really think too much about the people that weren't there for me.
Right.
But, you know, there were a few, but then I also tried not to hold them.
You ain't cut them off?
Yeah, it's a new year. We gonna No, I didn't, you know. I think that I was, like I said, I'm not a person that really like holds grudges. So I think I was in my feelings a little bit, and I had to like think like, okay, they also have things going on in their life. So I can't be mad at that, you know. I can't hold people to some expectation that I don't hold myself to either.
Right.
So but no, and I have to think about all the people that have been there for me, you know.
That's
I think
true.
To me that's the most important. I can't think about
focus on the positive.
Exactly. So, and you know, and if they weren't there for me, then that shows the type of people that they are,
right?
You know. So I try to keep it moving.
Okay. Well, I really admire your strength of spirit. I've always just admired, like, personally, just your positivity in general.
Oh, thank you.
You know. So I think I don't know. It's like you look at like your younger ones and you're just like, yeah, I don't know. You think, what do they know? But, like, but I just really feel like, I just really feel like you just showed like how full of a woman like you are to handle such a difficult situation with so much grace.
Thank you.
And we're obviously very thankful for your life.
Amen.
And thankful that you're here to share your story and resilience. So.
And the same with you, though. Honestly, you know, like I don't know what that feels like losing a parent, but I know that it must not be easy, and especially at the time, you know, you were having a mamawa, and it's like, oh my God, you know, I couldn't even imagine, but really you have handled it with so much grace as well, you know.
I feel like I've been a big crybaby, but thanks for wiping my tears.
It's okay, you know, but it's okay. It's okay to cry. Right. It's okay to grieve. And just know that we are here for you.
Thank you.
Yes. Enough of those.
So thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah, we hope that this like helped somebody who's going through, you know, a tough time. Because a lot of the times we're like, oh, it's a new year, me, new this, new that, and some people are still dealing with, you know,
sometimes
hardships.
All you can do at the beginning of the new year is just pray for God to carry you through whatever comes. So
that's it.
Whoever's listening out there who may need a word of encouragement, just like, you know, just hold on. You know, just hold on.
It will be
and even if it's like just a morsel of faith that you can hold on to.
Yeah, just
like
a mustard
hold on to that morsel
yes.
of faith. Like leave a little bit of room for God to like turn things around for your life, because He really is capable, even if He may have not given you what you wanted in the first go round. Remember, there's like a lot more rounds left in life. So, all right, guys.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. We appreciate you. Stay tuned, like, subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next episode.
Yes. Bye.
Take care.